Okay, so this is week 3, Tuesday for Math 6. And we're going to go ahead and go over this worksheet. So it says write a proportion to solve each problem. Before you write the proportion, write the ratio relationship. So the proportion here is going to be like in form of a fraction like that. The ratio has the two little semicolons, okay? Or you could put it into a fraction, okay? So it says use the map of Nevada. The scale shows 1.5 equals 1.5 blank equals blank or 45 kilometers. So let's take a look at this. I don't understand this. Do you understand this? Okay, let's see. The scale, this is the scale, 1.5 blank equals 45 kilometers. So, well, this is 100 kilometers. Do you see that? This right here is 100 miles. This is 100 kilometers. So if it's asking you for 45 kilometers, 45 kilometers would be right there, right? Right? This will be 45 because halfway. So 45 kilometers equals 1.5 what? Well, I would say if it's 45 kilometers, that's like approximately equal to like, if this is 100 miles, half of that will be 50 miles. Half of that will be 25. So I will say 25 miles. Or you could say 2.5. I don't even know how you would do that though. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, so here, if it's like 45, come on. If it's 45 kilometers, you could convert it to meters, which is 1, 2, 3, right? So it's 45,000 kilometers. I could say 1 kilometer is approximately 50 miles. So 45 kilometer equals, I don't really understand this part right here. So I'm going to put a question mark right here. Okay. So how many kilometers will I drive if I drive on Interstate 80 from Reno to Lovelock? So here is your map. From Lovelock to Reno. Do you see Reno here? I see Lovelock right here. Do you see Lovelock right there? Okay. So make sure you have that there. And then we need to find Reno. Where do you see Reno? I see car. Oh, there we go. Here's Reno. There's Reno, right? So we're gonna drive here to here. So make sure you draw that with your color pencil, okay? Now, if you take a look at this measurement here, if it's like an inch right here, it's equal to 100 miles, right? If it's like a centimeter, if it's from here to here, that's about like 1 centimeter, it's 100 kilometers, right? Okay, so the question is asking you to kilometers, right? I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.62 miles. 62. Okay, so my ratio could be 1 kilometer equals 0.6214 miles. Okay. Mm, Or 1 mile equals 1.60934 kilometers. Do you see that? Okay. So how many miles would I drive if I drive from Reno to Lovelock? So kilometers right now, I would say that that's like 1 right there, 2 right there. Do you see that? So 1, 2, 3, I would say 300 kilometers because one of these is equal to 100. Do you see that? So I would just say maybe approximately 300 kilometers. Now, if we definitely want to check for sure, we can always go over here to Google and just type in distance from Reno, Nevada to Lovelock, Nevada in kilometers. It's actually going to be 93 miles. Do you see that right here? I know. So it's 93 miles. So what we can do is we can convert 93 miles to kilometer, which is about 149. That's close. That's about 150, right? And that's what we did. Does that make sense though? Yeah, so that's fairly close, right? So we're gonna go back to this. I'll paste it right here. And we were pretty close actually, so that's good. Oh, wait a second. We said 300 kilometers. So let's change that. Approximately 150 kilometers. How about that? Okay. Or 93 miles. Okay. So that is your answer right there. How many miles would I drive? I drive from Tonopah to Las Vegas on Highway 95. So Tonopah to Las Vegas. So let's go back to this right here. So Tonopah, it's in South Las Vegas is right here. Do you see that? Tonopah is, I think, a little bit before that. Do you see Tonopah up here? Oh, right here. Tonopah, right? And we're gonna drive this on which highway? 95. Which one is 95? I see 93. Where do you see 95? You need to come over here and take a look for me. I don't see 95. I see Montgomery. Where is it? Is that 95? Yeah. That looks like 86. Is it? Okay, so it's this one right here. So use a different color pencil. All right, so if I have to make a guess right here, do you see, I mean, measure how long, does it want it in kilometers or miles? Miles? Okay, so you know that this length right here is a mile. So grab your ruler. Grab a ruler, and is that like an inch or how much is that 100 miles equal to? A 100 miles is approximately what? Like, what is that? Like in inches? What is 1.5 inch, right? So you're gonna have to start measuring it from here, okay? 1.5 inch, there's 100 miles, 200 miles. Is it 350 miles? What do you have? How many inches is in between there? Just draw the little tick marks here for every 1.5 inch. And I can look for you. So let me check here. Distance from, let's do the distance from, it's about 211 miles. So that's similar to what we got, right? So then, and does it want miles? Is that what they want? Okay. So 211 miles. So if you go back to this, you could say 200, it's approximately 211 miles. Okay. Yeah. Or if I change that miles to kilometers, (339.57 kilometers). Okay. So that's what you have, right? All right. And then remember, if you look at this right here, it's from Tonopah to Las Vegas, and you just put your little marker. Ours is 1, 2, 3. Ours is a little bit further, but it probably is more closer to, because ours is also curved. So you understand it's a little bit different, right? So it's probably 1, 2, like that. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. Is it on question number 2 now? A Hot Wheel car is made in the ratio of 1 to 64. Hot Wheel cars to real cars. Okay, so for every one Hot Wheel car they make, how many real cars do they make? Yes.
You can't touch this.
Yeah, grab your laptop. 64. Yeah, so if they make 64 real cars, they only make one Hot Wheel car, which makes sense because people probably drive real cars more often. They buy Hot Wheel cars, okay? Yeah. If the length of a Hot Wheel car drag racer is 2.3 long, how long is the actual drag racer? What? Okay. So then, this is Hot Wheel, right? So where am I going to put the 2.3? Numerator or denominator? Yeah. So 2.3 centimeters. How long is the actual drag racer? So we'll put X right there. Multiply here and the other side. So you go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and cross multiply that. So then you have this part multiplied to 64. So you should have 1x equals 64 times 2.3, right? So if you go ahead and multiply that, that'll give you 12, 18, 19, 8, 12, add it, 2, 7, 4, 1. You move the decimal 1 to the right. So you move a 1 to the left to balance it. So your answer is, so this x is equal to, is the length of actual car is 147.2 centimeters, right? So that's your answer. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next part, let's go on to, if a 1963 Buick Riviera was 208 inches long, how long is a Hot Wheel Buick Riviera? So once again, you go back to this. You go back to the, oh, we skipped C. We got to go back to that. We'll do it later. The ratio is 1 to 64, right? The length. So remember your ratio. Long or the length of car, right, is 1 to 64. Top is Hot Wheel, bottom is real car, right? 1 over 64. If a Buick Riviera, this is the real car, right? 208 inches. Keep in mind inches. You're not doing centimeters anymore. Where do you put the 208? No, the numerator is the Hot Wheel. Denominator is a real car. So X is now on top. And what is X equal to? Of what? You got to make sure you understand the difference there. Okay, one's a Hot Wheel, one's the length of the real car. The real car is in the denominator, the Hot Wheel is on top in the numerator. So now I want you to go ahead and cross multiply. When you do that, you get 208 equals 64x. What do you do next? What do you do next? Divided by 64 on both sides. Numerator goes inside the box. 64 goes outside the box. 64 on the side. 64, well, if you had to estimate, 64 times what is close to 208? Whenever we use to estimate. You got 3, because 60 times 3 is 180, right? 118, 19, 192, that's pretty close. So put 3, 192, subtract it, you get 16. Now, you put a dot up here and a 0 here. 64 times what is close to 160? 2, because 60 times 3 was 180, right? 180 is too big for 160, so 2. 128, so you put a 2. When you subtract it, you're going to get a 2 and a 3. 32, okay? Put a 0. 64 times what is close to 320? 64 times 3 is 192. 192 is too small for 320, so think bigger. 5. Let's do 5. 5 times 4 is going to give me a 20, 30, 32. Perfect, so 5. So then there you have. X equals 3.25. Is this the length of the Hot Wheel or is it the length of the real car? What's the dimension? What's the unit? Is it inches, centimeter, feet? What is it? Inches. And this is Hot Wheel. Okay. So that is your answer. Okay. Let's go back to C for question 1. It says create your own route from Reno to somewhere in Nevada and list it here. Find out how many miles or how many kilometers you drive to get there. Okay. So looking over here, which would you like to use? Pick 2 cities here. Reno says Sparks. Okay, so Reno is right here. Where's Sparks? Right next to it. Oh, you can't even see that. Pick something else, Grayson. Like maybe Eureka to Austin. Okay. What freeway are you using? What's this one right here? Eureka to, yeah, so then you can just write something like distance in kilometer from Eureka, Nevada to Austin, Nevada on, is it freeway or is it, let's see. Look at the, do you see how it's 50? Oh, US highway, do you see that? US highway 50. So then we'll do that on US highway 50. On US highway 50. Now take your little pencil and go ahead and measure, or your ruler and measure it. And I'll help you find the exact one. Okay. Okay. Distance in kilometer from Eureka, Nevada to Austin. 4.5. What? Are you using miles or kilometers? 70 miles. If it's centimeters, is that kilometers or is that miles? No, not you think. Look, centimeter is kilometers. Do you see that? Inches right here is 100 miles. A centimeter is about 100 kilometers. So what are you using? If you use inches, that's equal to 100 miles. Do you see that? So if it's inches, it's equal to 100 miles. So from Austin to Eureka, how many inches does it look like? Maybe one, maybe less than one.
It's actually like 2, 6.5.
70 miles. It's actually 70 miles. So if we're going to convert 70 miles to kilometers, it's about 112.65 kilometers. 70 miles equals 112.65 kilometers. So we'll go back to this. It'll look something similar to that, like that. Which is approximately 112.65 kilometers. We could just 112 kilometers or 6.5. Okay. What are you doing? Are you playing with something over there? No, knock it off. Pay attention. Is that it? Do we have anything else that we missed?